เอาเบียร์ไหม
ขอบคุณค่ะ
อันนี้
Hey folks, and welcome back to Koh Chang. I just came out of the macro here. Yeah, that's right, there's a macro here. And this is day 2 of our Koh Chang trip. It was a beautiful day today. You can see the sky's still blue. And today is July 1st. The entertainment venues are supposed to reopen. And right now I'm out scouting around. It's the evening time and just trying to see where we can go tonight. But we'll catch back up to this later. For right now, let's go back and see how our day was. So yeah, here's what I ended up getting. A little bit of everything. The bread pudding there was definitely one of the highlights. Some nice fruit and an egg omelet, cooked to order, I might add. And V made herself the semblance of an English breakfast, with the available ingredients, of course. Looked pretty decent. And then we decided just to go out for a morning mooch. Well, I did as much damage to the buffet as I could. I hit him pretty hard. Blue sky for once. First time in over 24 hours, so we can go down and check on the elephants. So yeah, they were all out here today, not just the 2 from yesterday, and they're pretty smart. They beat the bamboo stalks off on their legs, I guess to get the dirt off before they eat them. They had the little elephants down here on the end all together. Yeah, definitely got the whole herd out here now. They must have rounded them all up and put them in the stables. Looks like they're having breakfast. Same thing they had yesterday, bamboo stalks and bamboo shoots or whatever. So after a quick check-in on the elephants, we decided to head on down to the beach, but not at our resort, just kind of about a block away. So I'll show you where we are. There's the island, and here's the resort we were at, the Awa resort. And we just came... I don't know, out of the resort there and about a block down and took maybe the first right. Went down here and then we explored this whole beach. I think it's just a private beach. I don't think there's a name to it. Walked down the road a bit to this Kai Bae hut resort. They've got these little bungalows, huts, whatever you call them, and they've got a nice little private beach back here too. Some visibility today. You can see these tiny little islands out here. Some of them maybe not so tiny. That one looks like it has a nice beach on it over there. I don't know if I can get a good shot of it. Looks like you can rent these little, I don't know, I guess you call them kayaks, whatever they are, little kind of canoe kayak things. Yeah, it was unclear if this resort was even open. I really didn't see anybody around. I saw a couple people kind of doing what I was doing, just having a morning look around, so thought I'd just continue and see what else there was to see. This looks a little dodgy. I've already sunk down on the first board that I stepped on. Try to stay on the ones that look a little bit newer. You can really see how high these hills are from this vantage point. All around. Very mountainous island. So I don't know what these look like inside, but V asked me why I didn't choose this. I don't know any of the places. I chose the one that was the best deal, the best value. This may not even have been a choice. I don't know. But you get one of these little huts or bungalows right here on this kind of private beach. I don't see how you could go wrong. It looks like they got aircon and, you know, the modern amenities. I don't know how much they are, but I would look into that on my next trip maybe. So yeah, I did check on Agoda for those, and I could see garden view bungalows that they had for a little over 1,100 baht. It would have been about $7 or $8 more than the place I stayed at. But I didn't see any sea view bungalows. I did notice they had 2-bedroom bungalows. They were 4,000 baht a night. So those 2 bedrooms might be the ones that face the ocean. It was their most expensive offering. Just kind of wandering around, have no idea where I'm going. But I think this is another resort. It looks like they have these grass or palm thatched roofs, just different from the other ones. Yeah, this one's called KB. KB Resort. And these are some really high-tech swings right here. You got a full seat. You get a full seat to sit in, not just a plank of wood. Anyway, I think I'll chill out over here. This looks like a good enough spot. Yeah, I couldn't help notice a lot of places along the beach I saw erosion like this. I believe this is from all the rain that they've had the last week or so. It looked kind of fresh. It might be a reoccurring thing here. I don't know if this is designed for people to walk across. I guess it is. Boy, huh. It's definitely sturdy enough, but oh, I don't know. You gotta have balance. I probably made it more dramatic than it was. So yeah, except for the occasional jogger in the morning, we basically had the beach to ourselves. There we go. Hardly another soul around. We enjoyed these little swings they had and just looked around. But this is a great beach. You can just walk from the whole length of it. So yeah, there's an immense amount of runoff from these mountains. All the rain that hits those mountains ends up in streams and rivers and somehow ends up down here in the ocean, dumping back into the ocean. It was cool water compared to putting your feet in the ocean and then stepping in one of these streams coming down off the mountains. What a difference in temperature. But the plan was we were going to see everything we could see and explore the beaches around the resort we were staying at, and then maybe the following day go to one of the other big beaches. Probably the next time I come, I would just go to one of the big beaches without any kind of pretense of traveling around. This island is a lot different than the small ones. You have these little villages with all the big beaches like the White Sands Beach or Lonely Beach, and everything you need is right there. You have the village, you've got the hotels, the restaurants, the stores, 7-Elevens, everything you need. There's really no need to travel around unless you want to go to another village, another beach. But the island is so big and the roads are bad. It really just pays to plan a trip to go to one of the beaches. Stay at the village close by that beach. They've got all your nightlife, the restaurants, everything you need. So I probably approached this wrong. I planned on traveling around to all of the different beaches, but my plans were kind of thwarted mainly due to the weather. But that would have been a tall order anyway. It's a big island, and I think it's better for 2 or 3 days just to plant yourself at one of those beaches. So after our little morning mooch around, we went back to our resort and did a little duty out here at the swimming pool. One of the longer pools I've ever seen in Thailand. I think it's longer than an Olympic-style pool. Nowhere near as wide, but it was a long pool. I swam a couple laps in it. But we enjoyed the pool, and then we went down to the little beach here at our resort. And I showed you that on the last video. But it was a great afternoon, and this was a beautiful day. I couldn't ask for a better day here, and considering the previous day was rainy. And this is our little beach out here. And they had a lot of people would just come down here to take pictures, but we basically spent the whole afternoon down here, just sitting around enjoying the breeze, enjoying the water. A couple of they had massage ladies out here. A couple of them asked me if I wanted to try their mango. I've had these before, just a bitter mango, and this is like a bitter, salty, spicy dip that you put in it. But I like them. I've had that all the time. They thought it was probably the first time I ever had it. But at any rate, this was a nice place to spend the afternoon. So I have no regrets on our resort here at the Awa Resort. And I showed that off on the last video on part 1 if you missed that. But it was a nice resort, and I think the price was fair as well. So we really enjoyed ourselves. But after a day at the pool and the beach, it was time to go out and see what we were going to do in the evening. So let's go back to where we started this episode and pulled up to this little bar complex, and I wanted to see how many of these places were open. There must have been about a dozen of these just little beer bars in here. And this first one here by the road was open, but all the other ones were closed except for this place. This was called the Welcome Bar. But that looked like they had a lot going on. On the way back, I saw all these little ones on the side, but they looked like they catered more toward the locals, and they looked very small. And I kind of wanted to go to one of the bigger places, so I gave this place a pass. But there was plenty of opportunities here, nice little places to go in, and some of them are probably pretty good, especially if you know your way around. So we're going out for the night. We're going to get a taxi. I will get a taxi round trip. It's supposed to be 100 baht. And the place we're going over by White Sands is probably 10 minutes away. So for 2 people in a car, that's not bad, 100 baht. So yeah, the scouting trip paid off. The places were open, and this was the first bar. We didn't stay here too long. There wasn't a whole lot going on here. But the owner there, the bartender, was very nice and very welcoming, and we had a good time here. But we wanted to try this other place, which looked a lot more vibrant, which was called the Welcome. And they had a lot more people working. Look at all the bright lights, and they've got pool tables. But it would turn out that we were their first customers. And I'll remind you, not only the first customers of the night, the first customers in 3.5 months, because they've been closed, and this would be the opening night. So I decided to buy a couple drinks and spread it around a little bit, make them happy. Ao chang song. Mi nam kang mai?
Nam kang. Mi ha.
Mi? Nam kang doi. So yeah, they were a lot of fun, and everything was just how you'd expect it. We had some games of pool, and yeah, I lost mine. The game I played, I lost. Only by one ball though. Like that matters. But a couple other customers came in while I was here, so they're. I hope they're glad they opened. A lot of places didn't open. They figured that they wouldn't have much business, and it might actually cost them more to open than to stay closed, and that's a shame. So, at any rate, we came in here for a couple rounds and had a good time. Yeah, and the staff were all lovely and fun to be around, and they have been here this whole time. Wherever they're from, they didn't go home. They stayed here on Koh Chang, and a couple of them that I talked to here did confirm that it rains every day here. So it's like nothing out of the ordinary for them, but it was a little too much for me. But anyway, this evening, between the drops, we had a good time. So after a few beverages at the other place, we ended up here at the White Elephant. Have a little bite to eat, then maybe another beverage and call it a night. Nice little sports bar here. Then we'll get the taxi back. Lovely evening. So yeah, the White Elephant Sports Bar was just a 3-4 minute walk up the hill from that little complex, and V ended up having a seafood salad here. It was mainly squid, but it looked good. A lot of meat in there actually, and I had a pie. I had a minced beef and onion pie, I think it was. That came with peas. I was thinking the peas would be mushy peas, but they were just the regular, like frozen kind of peas, and of course gravy. I thought it would come with fries or something, but it didn't. What you see is what I got. But the price was decent, and the food was about par for the course. So yeah, this is how the last day of the trip went, pretty much like that. But in the morning, for an hour, it was decent, so I went out for a little ride, and I thought I'd show you. I'm going to go up here to Lonely Beach and take you guys along, show you what the roads are like and kind of what it's like riding. But while I do that, I'm going to go over my upcoming trip. My Isaan trip starts next week. Well, this coming week. You're watching this on a Sunday. It'll be this week coming up. And I'm going to put up a schedule in a minute, tell you where I'm going to be, when I'm going to be. It is tentative, though. I may run into delays. I may run into weather delays, any unforeseen circumstances. Things may change along the way. So, the schedule that I'm going to put up will also be in the comments below, or in the description below, rather. But the best way, the absolute best way, if you want to be kind of part of this journey and follow along, is to head on over to Facebook and follow the Rides for Kickz fan page. And I'll show you what that looks like. But I will post updates every day along the trip. YouTube, if you're watching a video and it's the first day of the trip and I'm in Korat, chances are I've already left. I'm already in Kohn or somewhere else. YouTube is not very timely enough for me because the videos lag a day or two. Look at these turns. Look at this. These hairpins right on this hill. This is a dicey one here. But anyway, the Facebook, I can post it instantaneous. If you follow the page, you will get the updates immediately, and if something changes. So I've set aside an hour a day for most days of the trip to kind of catch up on things, check my messages and everything. And I'm going to show you where I'll be. If you live in the area and you'd like to stop by and say hello, I'd love to meet you. And you may have some local information that you'd like to share. For the most part, this will be my first trip to many of these places. So you may have some valuable information. If you'd like to stop by, I got the hotels listed here. There's a cafe or coffee shop in all these lobbies. And I don't know each one exactly. You'll have to look it up. But you're better getting your own directions than getting them from me. But that's the name of the place. It's in the town that's listed. So if you're in the area, stop by, say hello. And if you have any suggestions, or maybe places that are must-sees, or maybe places that are must-avoids, or whatever, I'd love to hear your opinions, because you're the local people. You know the things that visitors don't. So anyway, I've done that. So if you'd like to stop by and say hi, that would be great. I will repost the schedule on the Facebook fan page. I will put constant updates every day with my destinations. So if anything changes, you'll be the first to know if you follow the Facebook page. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to Koh Chang here. We'll wrap it up in the next episode, and we'll leave Koh Chang and head up to Pattaya, see what's doing up there. Everything's open in Pattaya, so I'm sure that'll be exciting. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave this off here, and as usual, I'll thank you for watching. And until next time, bye for now.